Let's talk about Nkechi Blessing. Yes, the famous Nollywood actress and her ex-fiancé, Falagon or Falabon. Sorry, I can't pronounce his name very well. I am not Yoruba. I am Igbo. There's been a trending, lingering issue for months about these two couples. Trust me, I was one of their fans. I was rooting for them because I really liked them together. They look good together. So their issue have been lingering on the media for months. At some point, we thought that it died down and it picked up again. First of all, to add, Nkechi Blessing is my friend. And a lot of people are going to be wondering, Blessing, you're close to Nkechi Blessing. Why are you not giving her this advice privately? Now, I'm going to tell you, as a public figure, your life stories are being used as case study. And this lingering issue concerning Nkechi Blessing is not just about her. A lot of relationship and marriage can relate to it. So it is not just her story. It is our story. We are just using her as a case study or as a point of contact to also reach out to other people who might be going through such. Let's quickly dive into the matter. Nkechi Blessing and her ex. Do they still love each other? Yes, they do. They do love each other. Now, let me tell you something people don't understand about relationship and marriage. And that's one part of relationship and marriage a lot of us in Africa have not been able to unlearn and relearn. Compatibility is different from chemistry. You can love people so much, yet you will not be able to cohabit with them. The problem we have in Africa is the fact that we always want to force compatibility and cohabitation. We have not learned in this part of the world that we can love people so much and still let them go. We have not learned in this part of the world that we can love people so much and not marry them and not date them, but we are good as friends. We have not learned friendship in this part of the world. Everything to us is love and marriage, love and marriage, love and boyfriend. Until we get to that point in our life, we would understand that I can love this person so much, but I can't stay with them. The problem we have here is the fact that if love or compatibility is not working, hate comes in. We've not learned friendship. Because I can't cohabit with you doesn't mean I can't be friends with you. We want to turn every man and every woman into our life, into boyfriends and lovers and marriage and husbands and wives. It doesn't work. These two couples still like one another. Trust me when I say so. They still love one another. That's the reason why they always find a means to communicate. They always find a means to trigger one another. They always find a means. That's what they do. So it is even us, the social media in-laws that they are using to cruise. They understand their trigger points. Nkechi knows that Falagon will reply. Falagon knows that Nkechi will reply. You know that point you have stayed with somebody and you've understood their persona. They both understand each other. They both know their buzzwords. That's why they know how to trigger one another. They still love each other, but when pride and ego comes in, people no longer want to communicate. All Nkechi Blessing needs to do with Falagon is have a conversation. They can be friends. They share something in common. They really do like one another. And the truth is, we don't even know what is causing the misunderstanding. They both know what is causing the misunderstanding. It might be one tiny thing that they've not been able to sit down and resolve. They're just using public noise and validation to still communicate with one another. Because today, Falagon will say another one. Tomorrow, Nkechi will say another one. Next tomorrow, the other one will trigger another one. The other one will trigger another one. Because almost everything that they're saying about one another are all lies. They are just triggering each other to be angry. Nkechi will come today, she will insult Falagon. Falagon will come today, insult Nkechi. This one will come and say sorry. This one will come and say no sorry. When they asked Nkechi in an interview, do you still love him? She said, no, I don't love him. I have a boyfriend, I've moved on. That's a lie. People don't move on like that. Nkechi showcased this man. He was one of the men that Nkechi told us that they were married or they were getting married. We saw beautiful pictures of them. She even took this man to his mother. So this man has eaten deep into her. It is not so easy to just wake up and let go. It's so easy for us to live in denial because we think that when we live in denial is an easy way to let people go. That's a lie. She still loves him. In as much as she's hot, maybe it's a way of her venting and expressing herself for him to understand that she's hot and making himself, he's not getting the message, he's retaliating. Sometimes some women's love language is shouts. Some women's love language is abuse. When they are shouting and shouting and screaming, some women are expecting the men to come and hold them. Where drama will start is when she's screaming and the man is screaming. So I think that's the conflict that is happening between the both of them. But if it's love, Nkechi Blessing and Valagbon are still in love. Trust me. They are not just compatible. Maybe they cannot cohabit for one reason or the other. So, what should we learn from these both couples? We can be friends with people. It doesn't have to be love. Let us learn friendship. Because if Nkechi Blessing and Valagbon are done, they will stop making noise. When you're truly done with people, you take a walk without noise. When you're truly done with people, you don't want anything that will associate you with them. You avoid them like dirt. But when you're still in love with them, you will always look for something that will make you talk. When you're still talking, when you're still fighting, when you're still quarreling and exchanging battles, you're still in love. Those are the attributes of relationship and marriage, not enemies. When people are truly your enemy, they will ignore you and be killing you silently. Yes. But when people still love you, that's when they are still shouting and still nagging and still, and that's what Nkechi and Valagbon is doing. I think they are just using us to seek validation and to, you understand, with the social media in-laws and to give us something to talk about. So I'm going to talk to other couples who are going through stuffs like this, like what Nkechi Blessing is going through with her fiancé. I'm going to tell you something. Chemistry is not compatibility. You can love people so much and let them go. I'm going to also use myself as an instance. I've been married before. If you ask me, blessed see you, do you still love your ex? Yes, I do. But I cannot live with him. I still love my ex because if he's in trouble, I can help him. I still love my ex because I've forgiven him. I still love my ex because I still have that inner conscience to want to treat him right. If he calls me today and asks me for help, I will be honored to give it to him. Yes, I still love him, but I cannot live with him. I cannot marry him. Love is different from cohabitation. So because a relationship does not work, does not mean you automatically stop loving people. That's a lie. That's living in denial. We don't just stop loving people. It takes us time to be able to drift away. Sometimes, even if we are no longer dating people, we still care about them. We still want to see what they are doing. We still want to see that they are doing okay. We still want to see that they are doing fine. So let's stop turning relationship that does not work into enmity. That's ignorance. You just feel that because this person cannot marry you, he's suddenly your enemy. Because this person can, he's suddenly your enemy. No. Some people are better off as friends. Yes. Sometimes we go and marry our friends and leave our husbands. We go and marry our friends and leave our wives. Some people are better off as friends. And when it comes to relationship and marriage, cohabitation is number one. Because that's what you're going to be doing in relationship and marriage. You're going there to cohabit. You're not even going there to love. Love is going to be a tire. You can give love to anybody, but you cannot stay with everybody. Love is just how you treat people. You can love anybody. Yes, but you cannot stay with everybody. And that's the reason why when you are dating, you are looking for people that connect with you, people that are going your direction, people that relate with you, people that have similarities with you. That's the reason why in those days, you see people wanting to marry from their place. Because it was easier. If you marry from my place, you know my kindred, you know my parents, we eat similar food, we share similar culture, we share similar custom. It's so easy that when we have misunderstanding, that was why it was so easy for our uncles and our aunts and our families to resolve marital issues then. That was because we shared something together. It is harder now because we are marrying from different places. You marry from Yoruba, I love him. You marry from Hausa, I love him. So we don't share the same custom. That's the reason why it looks as if when the marriage is breaking, everybody say, oh yeah, everybody go your way. It's because we don't share similarities. That's the mistake a lot of us make in relationship and marriage. We think it's all about love. No. And that's one thing most people do not understand in dating and courting. It's not just about love. It's about cohabitation. It's about having a common ground. Like when you're getting married right now and you share the same pastor, you listen to the same sermon. It'll be so easy when you're having a misunderstanding with your spouse to go to your pastor because you listen to the same person. But if you're Muslim and this one is Christian and you people are quarreling, it'll be hard to resolve because you share different culture. If your imam is saying something else, my pastor is saying something else. So the problem is dating people who are not going to where we are going to. It is so hard. It is not all about love. It's all about cohabitation. Can you stay with this person? You push share similarities. There are some marriages that you can't even communicate with your spouse. If you're saying A, they are saying B. If you're saying B, they are saying C. So there cannot be a conversation. Some men are avoiding their wives because they know that every slight conversation will lead to an argument and a fight. So they rather not talk. Some men are not talking not because they don't have something to say, but because they don't want to fight. What used to bring all those fights? People don't have common grounds. People don't share the same mindset.